All right, welcome back to the last video for Lesson 3 in Module 2. This is going to just be a continuation of what we were doing earlier in the previous video, where we were factoring using that new strategy using the AC method. This AC method, by the way, it works for the earlier quadratics that we didn't use it on, right? So if it has just a lead coefficient of 1, you can still use that AC method here. So let's continue on. Number 3, okay, our A here is -4. And our C is -1, and our B is 4. In a situation like this, I actually like to first factor out a GCF of -1 here. I don't like to have a negative lead coefficient. That's just a matter of personal preference, though. So I'm going to factor -1 out, which will leave a 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. So now my A is 4, B is -4, and C is +1. So we'll do A times C, which is going to be 4, and we want to add to -4. So we need two numbers that multiply to +4 but add to -4. What would those numbers be? Pause and think. Okay, hopefully you paused. It's -2 and -2. So we'll leave that -1 out front here. Still there. The 4x squared, right? But then that minus 4x becomes -2x, and then +1, like so. Okay, again, we will group. I'm going to maybe use some more colors here just to kind of differentiate here. So we'll group these two and group these two. From this first group here, we can take out a 2 and an x. And we'll have a 2x minus 1 left over. And from this group right here, we can take out a -1. And we'll have a positive 2x minus 1 left over. Again, you can see our leftovers are the same, so we can factor those out. We'll have the -1, we'll have the 2x minus 1, and then we'll have another 2x minus 1 left over there too. Okay, if you want to get really fancy, since we're multiplying the exact same two factors together, we could rewrite that as 2x minus 1 quantity squared, like so. And there's our answer. Okay, last one here. Area of a particular triangle can be represented by x squared plus 3/2 x minus 9/2. What are its base and height in terms of x? Okay, so area of a triangle, the formula for the area of a triangle, 1/2 times base times height. Okay, so in this case then, we're going to set this equal to that area formula. So 1/2 base times height equals x squared plus 3/2x minus 9/2. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this 1/2 here by multiplying both sides by 2, which will result in the base times the height being 2x squared plus 3x minus 9 when you distribute the 2 to all three terms there. So you don't need that parenthesis. Now at this point, right, we need to come up with two things that multiply to give us this 2x squared plus 3x minus 9. And we can use factoring to do that. Now, truly, there's like an infinite number of answers that are going to work here because there's a bunch of different bases and heights you could potentially use. But you know, with this being factoring, let's just go ahead and practice our factoring. So go ahead, pause the video, use that AC method here to factor this quadratic. Okay, so hopefully you paused. The A is 2, and pause at any point too if you need just like to get started, and then pause it and go proceed on your own, and then check your work and stuff like that. Don't feel like you have to, you know, see the whole thing. So A times C is going to be -18 here, and so we also want to add to make a +3. So multiply -18, add to make 3. Let's see, that's going to be +6 and -3. Okay, so we will break up that middle term here and make it 2x squared plus 6x minus 3x minus 9. Again, we will group and group. Okay, and from this first group here, we will take out, well, what's the GCF? It's 2x, and we're left with an x plus 3. And then from this group, what can we take out? A -3, and we're left with an x plus 3. Okay, factoring out the common x plus 3's there, leaves us with 2x minus 3. And so that would be our base and our heights. Which one's the base, which one's the height? Doesn't really matter. Pick which one you want it to be. But there they are. Okay? All right, and that ends this. The next, so summary here, I guess we can talk about. There are several steps involved in using this, splitting the linear term is what they call it. I call it the AC method. Okay, but it's more efficient and reliable for factoring quadratics or factoring trinomials than that simple guess and check method that we saw earlier. Okay, so yeah, good luck guys, and we'll see you in the next lesson.